Anyone can be confident with a full head of hair, but a confident, bold woman, there's your diamond in the rough.
Please introduce yourself to us.
I am Tshego Sebolao, and this is the story behind my big chop.
Quickly talk to us about being a little girl. What was your relationship with hair like?
It was interesting. I grew up Relukwadi back lane. Can we use vernac?
Absolutely.
I grew up Relukwadi back lane, and that always charred my hairline, and I didn't like it because I already have a 5 head, and kids are obviously quite mean. So that got us a bit bullied. And then when our hair would not grow properly, my parents always thought it would be best to cut. And I didn't enjoy having my hair cut because I had like makobo. As kids would call it, I had like, horns or something. But it taught me to appreciate myself the way I was, hair or not. Obviously, as a child, it's not that easy because you have all these other influences around us. This one has this hairstyle, so now you want it. And you can't have it because you're bald. So I had to get used to it. I think the turning point, possibly, was when our hair got cut because my uncle relaxed our hair twice in a row, in 1 week, type of thing. So the hair started falling out. Yeah?
Just to touch on your uncle, and that was your turning point for you, right? Your hair started falling out, and so I'm assuming this is when your parents went the shortest with cutting it.
We went bold. I think
How old were you?
That was grade 1. Grade 1's like what, 6, 7? Yeah, that was grade 1. And I was insecure about it, but people did not see insecure little girls. And I say little girls because I'm a twin. We were even on the cover of Folks Blood because we are the first set of twins in this primary school. And they're just like, oh, look at these prachtig little girls. It was Afrikaans school, I don't know that well anymore, but look at these pretty little girls. Let's put them on the front of a magazine, of a newspaper. And I was just like, I'm bold. I don't want to be here. But looking back at those pictures now, I got to appreciate myself more and just see how beautiful I was as a little girl.
I see that a lot of the times when you're referring to the pain of having to lose your hair at such a young age and being called horny, excuse the pun, Miss Horns. And, just to touch on that, yes, right now you're able to laugh about it.
Yeah.
But do you remember the exact emotion when you were 7? If you could sum it up in one word, what would that emotion be?
I was afraid. Because being bold means people see you. You attract attention because your hair is not there to hide anything. You don't look like everybody else. Every speck of you is exposed. And as a little girl then, obviously that's language I don't have at the time and I didn't know, but I was afraid and I didn't want to go to school. I remember I started hating school in grade 3 already. I felt, I don't want this. I don't want it. And the contribution to that is being teased for how I looked when I didn't have hair.
Fast forward to your adult years, right? When did you voluntarily want to have your big chop? When it was a Tshego decision and not a parent decision or a circumstance of my uncle's oopsie?
When was it my decision? What year was it? I think this was 2018. Ooh, yeah, I think my big chop was 2018, and it had to do with letting go of the work or the job that I was at the time and getting over another heartbreak. And it was not enough that I was talking about this or trying to figure out how to navigate. There needed to be a physical resemblance of me letting go. And that became me cutting my hair. And I think that was the first time, because before then I just did all sorts of hairstyles, the Rihanna cut, all of it. I've done it all. But a chop that drastic where I now get to see this horny girl again and face her that was the point. And it was big. It was big. I remember we even went clubbing that evening and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And there's this photo a friend of mine took and that made me love the look that I had even more.
So you're speaking about letting go of the job that you were in and letting go of a relationship, right? But also here you are bare in front of the adult you, having to let go. For the first time, the chop means something significant, sorry. The feeling of having significance behind your chop. Can you talk us through the journey? What does a typical morning look like going into your days, having to go outside? Did you find that you felt the need to have accessories to hide how naked you were feeling?
Geez, okay, thanks. Okay. One of the things that I was dealing with growing up were the dark circles around my eyes. And that encouraged me to study beauty and understand how to take care of my skin better, etc. And when I did that big chop, I felt like I constantly had to have makeup on because I was fully naked now. You saw every part of me. Doesn't matter if I had earrings on, it was not complete. I barely have eyebrows because I have to draw on every day. So without me having a full face and a bold head, I still felt incomplete. Yes, the chop happened. It did what it had to do. I let go of what I needed to let go of and cried about it. But now the aftermath. How am I going to live every single day bold? What do I need to add to feel complete? And for me, it was having a full face of makeup every day. And that went on for quite some time until I grew my hair back again and, decided to cut again. I went through a series of on and offs, but it took me a while to just be able to stare in the mirror and say, you're beautiful regardless, with the dark circles around your eyes, with or without makeup, with accessories or not. I grew to not enjoy having accessories on because I loved seeing myself fully naked. Bold, no makeup, no earrings, just me.
As someone who has had an on and off relationship with boldness, or I don't know if I should say with hair, whichever suits you, I want to know, with that on and offness, what speaks to you more? The hair or the bold? And I'm asking you this from a stance of having spoken to you before and overhearing a conversation of you saying you cannot stand the feeling of hair growing back. Why? What did you realize?
Firstly, hair's financially maintenance, I think, is just a bit too much, and I just got tired of it and having my scalp pulled every single time. But I would choose bold over hair because there's a personal relationship that I have created and have built and nurtured between myself and cutting my hair. I don't go to the barber. I don't let anybody else touch me. I cut my own hair. And that is my self-care moment. That is my healing moment. I cut every week, so I feel like I am cleansing my aura every week when I cut my hair. It's mad itchy when it grows back, so I can't stand it. So the moment I see and I start looking like a boy, I'm just like, it's time to go, And it has to be, I have to be intentional in the moment as well. I can't just, I'm cutting and then moving on. Because like I said, it's a spiritual thing for me. It's a relationship I have nurtured, I have built, and I have to protect. As to when I'll decide to grow hair back again, I don't know. But it moved from it being about other people or letting go of what somebody else did to me to me uplifting and nurturing this love that I have for myself and appreciating and acknowledging every speck of myself.
What are your thoughts on the notion that hair is an extension of beauty for women? And let me expand on that in the sense that, do you find that because you don't rock hair, you have been disadvantaged to a certain degree as a woman, either when you step into a place, whether it's a space of beauty or where beauty discussions are being had, or events, or I'll even go as far as how men respond to you as a bold chick?
That that last line reminded me of someone saying they wouldn't date a bold woman because if they're hitting it from the back, it's gonna look like they're sleeping with a man. And I felt that to be very, I don't know, but it was an off statement and it didn't change anything for me. Like I said, excuse me, the important thing is to cultivate the relationship within. And before, I would feel like, oh my God, I'm standing out. I don't know how I look. She looks prettier in a weave. Maybe I should get a weave. Maybe I should grow my hair back and start doing styles again because they look so good. And eventually I was like, I don't need to. I'm happy with how I look. It took time for me to get to this point of feeling complete, feeling whole, and not needing external validation. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I still choose bold, and I don't think influence of the outside world plays such a huge role for me. And I think beauty standards should change as well, which they have. There's an event that I saw where they just celebrate bold women. Every single woman in that room is bold, and they looked gorgeous. And you get to appreciate and see the different head shapes, sizes, body shapes, heights, and everything else. And you get to see how beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. And you don't even need hair to validate that or change that perspective.
In closing, what message do you have to little Tshego now that she knows that being bold is just as beautiful?
My message to little Tshego is, you're beautiful regardless. And your light shines whether you have hair or not. You are on this earth for a purpose and you need to be seen. So stop hiding behind people, behind things. Stop seeking material things to make you feel like you can or you need to be better than others. Love yourself the way you are. Nurture what God has given you and just let your light shine for the world to see you, because you are enough and you deserve to be seen.